Hey guys, tonight we're stepping into a room with tatami floors, sliding doors that whisper when they move, and the unmistakable scent of roasted leaves curling through the air. The light is dim, not because someone forgot to pay the bill, but because that's just how they liked it in 17th century Japan. You're not sure if you've time traveled or just wandered into the world's most committed themed Airbnb. The kettle on the hearth lets out a soft puff of steam, like it's sighing, not boiling, and you realize this isn't going to be some frantic samurai action story. Nope. Tonight, we're talking about tea. Not just any tea, but the tea that samurai drank before doing the one thing they feared most, going to bed early. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And if you're watching this from somewhere quiet, tell me your city and what time it is down in the comments. I always love seeing how far this sleepy little show travels. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You shuffle forward, the tatami mats creaking slightly beneath your weight. The room smells like cedar and toasted rice. A brazier made of dark iron glows gently in the center of the floor, and above it sits a squat, black tetsubin kettle. Steam curls upward, tracing ghostly lines toward the wooden beams above. You crouch, settling next to it. The floor is warm. Someone has been here recently. An old man in a faded indigo kimono moves silently in the corner, turning dried leaves in a bamboo tray with deliberate, rhythmic flicks. He doesn't acknowledge you, he doesn't need to. This is one of those houses where strangers are expected, as long as they're quiet and know how to sit without disturbing the grains of the floor. He scoops a small pile of leaves, dark green, slightly twisted, smelling faintly of seaweed and earth, into a clay bowl and grinds them slowly with the pestle. The sound is soft, like paper being sanded by hand. The paste becomes almost creamy. You think of matcha, but this feels older, rougher. Less of a ritual, more of a survival skill. Samurai, he mutters, without looking up, didn't drink tea like nobles. You nod. Makes sense. Nobles had time to fuss over porcelain and poetry. Samurai? They just wanted something hot, something bitter enough to slap their brain awake, or shut it down when the sun dipped behind the rice paddies. This tea, he explains, is called kakucha stem tea. Not the tender tips of new leaves, but the woody stems left behind after the pretty parts are picked out. It's what a warrior on a budget would drink. Less caffeine. More calming. Less poetry. More practicality. But here's the thing, this practical tea has a twist. You lift the lid off a lacquer box nearby and find dried sakura petals. Wait, is that a dried mushroom in the corner? He chuckles. They added whatever helped sleep, or whatever they had left. Some added shaved ginger. Others steeped dried jujube fruit. There's even a mention, he says, of warriors sneaking in a few drops of plum wine when they thought their lord wasn't watching. Of course, the records are patchy. Gyoisu Hakuventrang Kai Rang Samurai actually followed any consistent tea routine at all, but one thing's clear, they drank it every night, like clockwork. You sip the tea. It's faintly bitter but soft at the edges. Like someone whispering go to bed already in herbal form. It warms your throat, then your chest. Then strangely your toes. Behind you, someone slides open the shoji door. Another visitor? No. Just the breeze nudging its way in. The paper panels rattle and you suddenly remember, the sound of wind was considered part of the tea experience. The quieter the world around you, the louder the tea became. You take another sip and your thoughts wander, what kind of man drinks bitter tea to fall asleep in armor? Turns out, some didn't even take the armor off. One 16th century diary, smudged and half-eaten by mildew, mentions a samurai who drank hojicha, roasted green tea, with his helmet still on, insisting it helped him keep the dreams respectful. Was it superstition? Theater? Or maybe just cold ears? You'll never know. What you do know is this, the tea is working. The warmth is slow, like being wrapped in a futon rolled fresh from the sun. You feel a little dumber, but in the good way. The world feels less sharp, less itchy. Even the old man's chewing noise has stopped bothering you. He leans forward and hands you a second cup. This one has mulberry, he says. For dreams without swords. You chuckle. Is that guaranteed? He shrugs. Only if you finish the whole pot. You oblige. The second cup is softer. Slightly sweet. There's a note of cinnamon, or maybe you're just imagining it. A bug taps gently against the paper wall trying to get in. It fails repeatedly. You admire its persistence. Somewhere behind you a cat yawns.